choose you. Season 7's our destiny. Let's eat some Alolan food. I choose you.
Hello, and welcome to I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. My name is Jeremy Zielik. I am the host and Alton Brown of the group. And joining us this week, as always, is...
your friend on the show, Ben Montoya.
Ian Davis, the Arthur Sullivan of the show.
The red shirt of the show, Evan Aubrey.
Nice. And joining us, very special guest this week, is Ray. Ray, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey, I'm Ray. I'm the chaotic bisexual of the group.
All right.
Congratulations. And Ray, you've worked with Ben previously, and they brought you on to our program. And I want to ask really quick, Ray, what's your experience with the Pokemon media franchise, and how do you relate to Pokemon?
Yeah, so I was around for the genesis of Pokemon. 1999 was prime for cartoons, and probably started a little earlier than that, but grew up on it. I remember so much of it, especially because I binged all of it when Netflix released it recently. Well, like most of it, they kept like the tail end behind the paywall, which they also did with Legends of Korra. But yeah, so I love Pokemon. When Ben asked me how I felt about Pokemon, I think my first reaction was like, Eevee and the evolutions are like the cutest things ever. So
Yes,
they are very cute.
The last time I saw you, Ray, I was drunk in Richmond, and it was like 2 a.m. And the reason why that was the case is because I was there for the Hang Up reunion, because listeners of this show will know that I worked on a project called Hang Up, and you were one of the callers on that show. So that's how we know each other. And then it was a great night. We had a lot of fun. And I was like, you'd be perfect on this show. Let me tell you about it. So that's how we ended up here.
Yeah, very honored. For those of you who haven't listened to Hang Up, I was eliminated first, so there's nothing like being eliminated first on a dating show podcast. Like, makes you feel so good about yourself. But,
is it kind of like Survivor, where like the first person gets voted off gets to just like listen in on all the scoops and like all the dish happening?
I wish. No, I ended up listening to it the night of the reunion, catched up on everything. So spoiler alert, a little behind the scenes action. So I knew a lot of the great references, but it was so fun. And I like to think of myself, for you Drag Race fans out there, Pokemon / Drag Race crossover, I'm the James Mansfield of the show. So like, I'm gonna come back bigger and better, and maybe a little cuter. So
yes.
So I have a quick question for both Ben and Ray about your situation when you met up at a thing related to your podcasts. So you both have podcasts or were on a podcast, and then is it considered a good form to talk about your other podcasts to each other in that situation?
I mean, it was a little bit like the elephant in the... everyone that was there for the Hang Up reunion...
Everybody's got a podcast.
Everyone knows and thinks about podcasts. So it was like... that was like an agreed upon like common ground, I think, for everyone.
Yes.
Right. Well, really what it was like I was like starstruck because I actually don't have a podcast yet. I'm working really hard on it. I know. I'm just another white dude and I have access to a mic. Why haven't I started a podcast yet? But I've got a few ideas floating around, and I was gonna go off on a little tangent. I'm a little woo-woo, so I love like tarot and crystals and all that vibe. And my friend like drew my cards like the night of the reunion and was like, "Oh, you're gonna like make great connections." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna like make out with someone." But instead, I walked away with 3 awesome connections of people who are in the podcast world, so I can utilize my new network. So.
talking about podcasts is almost as fun as making out with people. So
Yes.
I'm a geek, so I think it's a little bit more fun.
I was going to ask, Ray, are you familiar with the fact that in the 90s, the Pokemon Company took over the capital of Kansas, Topeka, and called it Topekachu?
No, I didn't know that, and I don't know why Togepi seems much more like the way to go with.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Togepi.
Yeah.
So, Jeremy, to what extent was this takeover?
They
though?
gave Pikachu the key to the city, and he was mayor for a day. What did he do?
Paint the town yellow.
What did
Pikachu.
Parades in
Yes,
his honor.
executions.
Pikachu literally brought a Medusa man back to life, so like I deserves the key to anything.
Well,
he
I think
wants.
I think we can all agree. Like, you know how you read those articles where it's like dog elected mayor of town kind of situation. I feel like if more Pokemon were elected to citywide officials in any mid-sized city in America, they would run it better than whoever the mayor is currently.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's so fair, but gotta be careful of Growlithe, because I think if they got into like public sectors, they would obviously be cops,
Fuck.
which is so sad
Oh.
because they're so cute.
This insight brought to you by an article I read recently that said dog mayor of town in California has eaten his third tie, and it's like so they keep putting ties on this dog and he keeps eating them. So I don't know if that would require a rethought of how to do the mayoral structure in this small California town.
He says, "Why are you insulting me? Clearly, I need a bandana, not a tie."
They got. Have you seen those things on Instagram and TikTok where it's like people give their dogs buttons that have words and they teach them to tap on the buttons?
I have
So
seen that.
It's like talking. So that's what basically you just put that in front of your mayor dog, and then that's how they
They have one button that
yes.
says like
Give their
taxes, and then another.
Yeah.
Political prisoners.
Yes.
But all he does is press the peanut butter one. Why?
This town needs more peanut butter.
Increase taxes for peanut butter, and then they get voted out because the only thing they did was invest in peanut butter and not road infrastructure. Anyway, I was just wondering about Topekachu because I thought that was a funny thing that happened regarding Pokemon, and I like telling people about it.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
Thank you for
9
the
out of 10.
education. I really appreciate it.
But I heard someone very slowly crack a drink. Ben, was that you cracking your beverage?
Oh.
I was getting parched over here. I needed to open something.
Well, I feel like this is a good transition into LaCroix Boys, which is the podcast and a podcast about the beverages we're currently drinking. So, Ben, why don't you start us off? What drink do you have in front of you?
I have a Cali Squeeze Blood Orange beer. I don't exactly know what the type of beer it is, but it's like I think it's like some sort of wheat beer.
A wheat ale.
And it's blood orange, so it's very like Blue Moon,
Okay.
I guess. But better. Yeah.
Evan, you brought something straight up to your lips, so what do you got there?
I did. I got an Elysian Night Owl pumpkin ale. So got to finish off my Halloween pack.
Is it Halloween themed still? The ale you're drinking, does it have like a spooky on it?
Oh yeah, it's pretty spooky.
That owl's a little spooky. I feel like you could keep the pumpkin ales through Thanksgiving. Like if you, I think
so
all
too.
pumpkin related food items have at least like October and November to like exist in your heart, kind of situation.
Give me like a turkey trot IPA or like a something. Yeah, what is a Thanksgiving themed beer that's not inherently racist and sad?
Stuff me hazy.
Yeah.
We call it like the turkey baster, like IPA kind of situation, and it comes in a baster, and you like squeeze it into your mouth.
It's just as thick as gravy.
Yes.
Oh no.
Ray, you brought over
Quadruple
a
IPA.
bottle of something. What do you got there?
I did. I have a lime Perrier.
Oh, bringing it back to the classics. What this almost this show's
Yes.
namesake.
Yeah, it definitely. So I cannot find a decent alternative to my favorite seltzer of all time, Polar Seltzer.
Ooh.
You can get some flavors down here, like maybe lemon, lime, right? The basics, but seasonally, like, they go hard. Like, it's almost like me and my best friend in high school getting high in her basement and being like, what if we put this with this and it would be so good? They're like, pomegranate champagne, like, watermelon margarita. Like, they go hard.
The ritzy seltzers.
Truly, whenever I drive up there for the holidays, I come back with like multiple.
I will say I've had Polar sparkling water, but I have not had these exotic flavors of Polar sparkling water.
They're based in Worcester, Massachusetts. Shout out Massachusetts, hometown, home state, and so mostly you get them up north, up that way.
Well,
so
my cousin lives in Massachusetts, so I'll call him this Christmas and be like, "Could you mail me 32 cans of Polar for
we
for
get
Christmas?"
some of the good flavors here, actually.
I should.
We've got a few masshole listeners who get very upset when we say Worcestershire sauce. So I think they'll probably be really into this. And
Worcestershire. And if you're really from Massachusetts, Worcestershire.
Yes.
There you go.
But
now they can be happy that you're here to really set the record straight.
Clarify our inability to understand the heart of New England kind of situation. But yeah, I do like Polar as a beverage, but I have a different beverage today.
Wait, let's crack this together.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
fancy.
Jeremy.
Oh,
What?
that was
You can't say
nice.
3, 2, 1, and then.
Sorry, that's just how my thing cracked.
Do
Gotta
it again.
commit.
Get some-
Okay.
New can.
Redo.
So,
it back.
Ian, you're actually a little bit of a guinea pig today. So I was at the Trader Joe's and I bought a case of sparkling water, and this is a flavor I've not had before. It is Trader Joe's sparkling water sangria flavored. So
Winter sangria.
winter sangria. So let me know how it is.
Oh.
Winter sangria?
It's giving me notes of like a gummy candy.
Okay. Yes.
Gummy notes.
Got a
Oh my god, no.
And it tastes like a gummy candy.
Nice.
Oh. So not winter or
gummy.
sangria.
Well, I mean, sangria is pretty sweet as a beverage. So
It's not sweet. It's just like.
well, it can't be. It has no sugar in it.
Damn it, Jeremy.
Right.
Sorry.
It's like you know how when you eat like those the fruit gummies, and not the ones that are like soft that you just like push your teeth, not the al dente ones, but
Al dente
the ones that give a little bit of resistance. you
Okay, a little hard, a little tougher gummies.
know. Not tough, chewier.
A little chewier gummies.
Are we talking like Scooby-Doo fruit pack?
Yeah, no, fruit pack for sure. I'm gonna recant my statement. Al dente for sure.
Okay, al dente. This sparkling beverage is giving strong al dente vibes, apparently. So before the show, while you guys were setting up the mics and stuff, me and Ian were hotly debating the name of my drink, which is Henry Hotspur's Hard Pressed for Cider. And I picked this up at the Trader Joe's. It's an apple cider, very good. And Ian said,
I assume that's just what the words say. What's the debate about?
Ian says this sentence doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's because it's possessive.
Okay.
It's
Yes.
this guy's name. It's his hard pressed for cider.
He's like, why does it say for? And I'm like, it's the apples are hard pressed for cider. That's what you're drinking. And
It's like hot for teacher.
Is it his or is it like he is? It's not his, but it's like he is hard pressed for cider.
Oh,
yeah, I think, you know what, Evan, I think you're right. I think
Yeah.
Mr. Hotspur is hard pressed for this cider, which is why he's giving it to everybody.
what a wild conjugation.
And I've had this before. I got
That apostrophe is
yes,
doing a lot of work.
I've had this before, and it's quite good. It's a delightful apple cider that I bought from my local Trader Joe's. So if you've seen Henry Hotspur's Hard Pressed for Cider, go ahead and take a drink. It's a beverage that also has a full sentence as its name, which I know is a big selling point for a lot of people. A gold. Very delicious. Well, thanks for participating in this week's LaCroix Boys. I feel like we've really expanded our horizons. Ian, do you actually like the sangria, winter sangria, sparkling water?
Do I like it?
We know what it tastes like, but what's your analysis?
When you say like it, do you mean like, would I buy this for a friend? Would I buy it again?
Like, is it enjoyable for you?
If for example, I hadn't just purchased this and this is the sparkling water, I had it in my fridge, would you
You're not being recorded.
That's not true.
Just give your honest
This
opinion.
is just between us.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you like it?
out.
Yeah.
If I was gonna like put this onto my, like I got the big like wheel chart on my fridge. That's like the calendar of like what LaCroix I'm gonna buy, this month. This wouldn't make it into the weekly rotation, but maybe like every winter I would work it in, or every like 3 months.
Seasonal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we'll tell Mr. Joe that the next time we're there, that we approve of the. I just think it's very funny to be like, and Ray, you brought this up earlier, to be like, our sparkling water, it has alcohol themed flavors. Now you're not going to get that at all. Like your margarita, no tequila flavor in it, which in my opinion, is an integral part of the margarita experience. But you will have the rest, which is probably just watermelon flavoring.
Yes.
So yeah, that's very good. Ian's after investigating your can, we will.
It doesn't say that there's no sugar, but it doesn't say there is sugar. But like sugar's not even an option.
Well, if it has zero,
it doesn't say zero. It doesn't.
Not even an option.
Knowing how the FDA does things, there might be.
There's
under
no
a different
sugar
name.
in this. I'm
It doesn't
sorry.
say that.
Well, it says it has no nutritional value. It has zero of everything.
Right, so why didn't they put 0 grams of sugar? Not even a category.
All right. I actually have one more question to ask Ray before we move on to
Go
the
ahead.
main section of the show, which is, what would you say, because we love talking about regional foods here as well. What would you say is like the signature food of Richmond?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say that there are, and this feels kind of like a cop out, but like I feel like there are a lot of chicken places.
Chicken places.
Like
what
fried
types of chicken?
And they're all like little holes in the wall that are so damn good. But I also just don't know if that's like my like Yankee doodle dandy ass's idea of like Southern comfort food.
Right.
Of course, I'm in the South now. That's what it is. So.
The asshole perspective.
Yeah, truly. Isn't that what you all eat down there?
I will say, when my brother was living in Memphis and I visited Memphis, we did go to multiple places that produced various forms of fried chicken, and they were very good. And it's like I know it's a thing, and it's good, and I've enjoyed my time consuming it. So very good, the Southern United States, for your production of fried chicken. I think it's quite delicious. Yeah.
Is there a restaurant that, like, if someone were passing through Richmond, you would be like, you gotta eat this?
That's a really good question. There are so many amazing restaurants. It's kind of like you should probably just come stay for a week. And Richmond, actually, I do know this. I'm not just pulling this one out of my ass like I did on the last one. Richmond is like actually known for having a lot of great restaurants and having like quite an array of restaurants. So. And just like where I live down in what's known as Shockoe Bottom, or the Bottom if you're nasty, there's bukus of restaurants. Like, so I can't just pick one. It's
okay, yeah. Just because this is a pretty established program about food, cuisine, and there is a thing that maybe you've heard like on CNBC or other like financial, like Bloomberg.com, called the I Choose You bump, which is when something gets talked about on the show, there are like ripple effects throughout the world economy. Just saying, we could put Richmond on the
yeah,
map a
they
little
definitely
bit more.
did like that. They like look, they have their own culture and history, but they need our help to break through even further.
Well, with Richmond's culture and history, they could use a revamp from I Choose You. So
Let's do it.
A rebrand.
Let's do it. I
Yeah.
choose you.
I
Come
choose
into
you better
Richmond.
than the Confederacy. That's that.
yes, truly.
We need to start like a GoFundMe that is I Choose You last longer than the Confederacy.
Hey, we're almost there. Actually, we're
Yes.
almost there. So, hey,
A petition to make where they tore the Confederate statue down a
There you
Pikachu
go.
statue.
Yes.
Let's
The world would be
Clearly
better
the
for it.
correct
Yes.
replacement. So.
instead of Topeka, we'll give Pikachu
Yes.
the keys to Richmond to
Yes.
take over the town. Just help.
And hey, it always works out. Whatever town gets visited by Pikachu and they become the mayor for even just one day, they see a boom of visitors and investment and cultural cachet.
on the
People
up.
didn't know where Topeka was before Pikachu happened.
There is also a precedence.
Some people still might not.
You guys remember that episode where the gym leader, Sarge, right? Isn't that
Perhaps I'll need more context for.
the guy who's like the only like military related gym leader? He did have his March to the Sea episode.
Okay, all right.
We love historical jokes, but even more than that, we love cooking and eating Pokemon here on I Choose
There it
You.
is.
Each week, we randomly select a new Pokemon to cook and prepare. We share those recipes with one another, and then usually we vote on who has the most delicious recipe. But since we have a special guest this week, we're going to allow them to rain judgment upon us to actually decide who has the best. Ian has picked up a bowl of thumbtacks and is now looking at them for his own amusement, I guess. And they're
Because the person who loses has to stick
yeah,
their finger in
yeah. They have to swallow this thing of thumbtacks that I have. And usually they don't. Instead, it's more of a personal victory. It's for your own self-fulfillment. I think winning I Choose You. It's a little more spiritual than that. This week we rolled the dice and we chose Celesteela, which is a Pokemon from is another Ultra Beast, which we've done quite a few of this season. Though there's 11 of them, I think, in this region. So obviously they're taking up a bit there. But unfortunately, it's a rocket ship, so we have to think about cooking a literal spaceship. So how are we going to turn this launch Pokemon into a lunch Pokemon? That's what I want to know. Ian, did you win last week?
You better believe it.
Okay. So Ian, you have the honors of starting us off this week. What's your recipe?
Glad you asked, Jeremy. And the reason I picked this up, I noticed this and I was like, oh, props. I think the podcast medium could use more props in it.
Use more props.
Yeah, more
Yeah.
visual aid.
Where are watermelons that we can squish?
Yeah. You do need some thumbtacks and you need some string because I'm gonna work you through this conspiracy theory recipe, but backwards.
Okay.
I got to the end, which is who I am this week, and I'm gonna walk you back through time.
Okay.
To
That's so funny because that's how most conspiracy theories start too. Is they just have an idea and then they're like, "Well, what if we just went back all the way through and found all of these coincidences?"
I
quote
think
unquote.
not. Yes, you got your string, got your cork board. So
here we go.
all right.
All right. I'm Arthur Sullivan of Sullivan and Gilbert, or Gilbert and Sullivan.
Okay.
Of course, the musical writers. They wrote a show called Pirates of Penzance.
Okay.
Which many of us on the show performed together. Like Ray and
Evan.
Ray went to high
high
school
school.
with us, and
Great
Yeah, sure.
production, y'all.
See, this has all been an elaborate game. We've known each other the whole time.
Oh shit. In Pirates of Penzance, there is a quote which is, "We are all single gentlemen who have been led astray
Okay.
Bamboo is considered one of the four gentlemen in Chinese culture, and that is bamboo, orchid, plum blossom, and chrysanthemum. Are you with me so far?
Sure.
Do I need to go back?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
The Pokemon we're cooking,
Uh-huh.
I forget the name,
Celesteela.
Celesteela.
looks like bamboo.
Yes, it does.
True.
Sure.
So it is. Its arms are bamboo. I don't know what else. This is where the string.
Okay, all right,
stops.
uh-huh.
Yeah, that's the pin.
I mean,
bamboo.
it also is just
murderboard's
bamboo.
over.
It says so in the.
So, and how are we being led astray, or what happened to being led astray?
No, I'm just walking you back through my.
This is his thought process.
So
Now I feel
Yeah.
like I've been led astray, quite honestly.
I don't know what else to tell you. It's bamboo. We're cooking bamboo.
Okay.
All right. Great.
Love it.
And that's it. That's
Yeah.
it. You just are we
Well,
a
so
fucking
how?
panda? Are we just eating it in the raw?
We're braising it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You need a pound of it, which probably can get a lot out of this guy.
A Celesteela, I believe, is 9 feet tall. So
Okay. You need some like vegetable oil, some ginger slices, some sugar, some Jiaoxing wine, soy sauce. Blanch the bamboo shoots. You want to soften them a little bit. Heat up the oil. Throw in the ginger. Listen, we all know how to braise things here.
okay.
You put the bamboo in, you put in
Okay.
Do we?
the sugar and the wine and the soy sauce, you cook that down. And it's just like a nice little side dish, Put that down with a nice coffee chicken maybe.
Okay. So your recipe is just like straight up bamboo.
Just
you braise it up.
straight up braise it.
Okay.
Great.
You're not at all concerned about it being like made of metal?
No, because it is if you were tracking before, it is bamboo.
Yes. Yeah, Ben. Didn't you follow Ian's very clear logical path? It is one of the four gentlemen.
I told you to grab onto the red thread and follow it back.
But to be clear, your recipe is just braised bamboo in this manner.
I'm gonna stop you there because
Okay.
you did say it's just. It's not just, Jeremy.
Okay.
It is.
It is. Okay, it is. All right. I've had when I went to China.
There it is. Mark it off on
here
your
we go.
bingo sheet.
Yes. Yeah.
Take a drink.
I enjoyed a dish prepared in bamboo. They got like a really big thing of bamboo, and the food was cooked inside of it, and they like cut it in half, and then you like eat out of like a bamboo stock. But I don't think I ever ate straight bamboo.
I mean, in a lot of also Chinese dishes, they use like bamboo shoots. Like that's an edible.
To be
piece
clear,
of
that is
bamboo.
what
Oh, okay.
I didn't know
Okay,
that I
but-
had to distinguish the shoot from
The full grown.
from the full grown.
Well, I think they are fundamentally
What?
different and change how you can eat
But it's
them.
the same plant.
And as we know, all
Yes,
all
that is
parts of
true.
the plant are equally edible.
Yeah, it's like like apples.
Yeah, you can eat the apple, you can eat the
tree.
leaves, the bark, the roots. Delicious. So yeah, all right. Braised bamboo. Will we use the like rocket engines in the Celesteela to braise our bamboo?
Yeah, I mean, good resource. We love cooking the Pokemon with the Pokemon.
Itself.
Yeah, that's always.
Not auto cannibalism, but like auto culinary advancement kind of situation.
Auto culinary advancement. Yes.
That's my version of the ACA. Auto.
Okay.
But braised bamboo. All right. Any thoughts, questions, or do we feel like we're ready to move to the next recipe?
I have to say, you're the very model of a modern major
Thank
general
you.
right now, Ian, with your with your recipe.
Ben, since you spoke, why don't we head over to your recipe?
I like that technique of like. That's like what I do to my kids in class. Like, I try to like make their friend raise their hand. I'm like, oh well, since you're talking, it's your turn.
Yeah.
Put them on the spot.
pass over the talking stick to me for my recipe, which I was looking at Celesteela and obviously very befuddled and betwixt just by how enormous it is. Also,
How
it's a
tall
big
is
one.
it?
And
9 feet, we said?
it's 30 feet. It's
30
9
feet?
meters.
Oh,
It is
9
9
meters.
meters. It's 30 feet.
fucked up.
Ray was just letting us
Yeah.
sit on that too.
Well, I'm sorry. Look, I'm not European. I'm sorry I got meters and feet mixed up. And Ray, it's an important fact of the show that we frequently talk about how Pokemon are usually way bigger than you associate them with. Like when you just like look at a picture, because you're like, oh, that's cute, and then you look at the thing, and you're like, oh, it's taller than a human, kind of situation.
Could easily trample you.
And it's
Right.
very disconcerting. I saw a funny like clip online where it was like a person with whatever the grass type from the last generation of games that's like a cat, and they're like at a they're at a store, and they're like shopping with their Pokemon, and it's just like a bipedal 9-foot tall cat walking around with them in like a grocery store, and you're like, I don't know, at a certain point this gets a little too much.
Like, and reach all the stuff out the very top of the shelf.
Exactly.
So,
but size and type for me was a tricky one with this, because it is giant metal rocket ship essentially. So I was starting to think like maybe it would make sense as like a cooking mechanism. Like we can like decommission the like living parts. Like back there, like I'm sure at the very back of Celesteela, there's just like a reset like on and off switch. Yeah, exactly.
Of course.
but
So you just go.
I just wish like a butcher would be like, oh, I did decommission this cow for your like meal today.
Yeah. Well, because I think that we can like it's like full of like space energy or something like that, right? But I think we can retool it to be a boba tea machine.
Yes.
What is a boba?
Call it Celesteela.
What is a boba tea machine?
Well, I'm glad you asked, because I started looking into it.
Not just the thing that seals the top.
So there's a wide variety of boba tea machine mechanisms that you can purchase on the market as it is. And they range from like a full shelf full of things versus like what Evan was saying, which is like this reel-to-reel looking machine that like slaps the little like plastic label on top that makes it like perfectly punchable with your straw. But the one that I found was sort of like an all-in-one. It was like a 3-in-1 kind of thing where it like you can add in your liquid and it will like shake up the tea. And then it'll like pour it out into a little cup that you can already fill with like little bobas. And then you put it under the thing and it like, slides it under the little plastic thingy.
So my question, so you say you already have your boba prepared beforehand. I was hoping that maybe like this Celesteela thing could like just make one really big boba that like shoots out at like it's like bamboo arms into your drink.
Well, it's so funny that you say that, Jeremy, because, well, I'm not doing exactly that, but your imagination is only bound by this show. And on this show, we can do fucking anything. So instead of having pre-made boba, I'm going to say that we retool our, like, Celesteela body to be, like, a boba-making machine. Because it has, like, all those little, like, tubes at the very bottom. And I can imagine that those would really efficiently, like, just pop out little bobas, so that then you have a good, supply. Then you can, like, put them in your cup. You've got your liquid that you can inject into the arms, which I think because they're bamboo will be hollow. And the machine that I found had, like, these canister things where the liquid would go, and it would go like like it would like shake it all around, but like kind of like if you can imagine a person like holding two pieces of bamboo just going
robots taking people's jobs.
Exactly, that's what this is all about. And then also its arms have like the perfect like dispensers on them too. Like you just like it wraps around the cup and it's like right in there, the perfect amount. Yeah, that's our situation. Then so you kind of are able to start a boba company, boba tea
Ben's
company,
boba.
using this Celesteela.
Is this kind of like the Coke remix machine of boba tea?
It's a little bit like the Coke remix machine.
Like, can I get like Fanta root beer flavored boba?
So my
I think you can like set it. You can add different settings on it so that the little boba that gets shot out has like different levels of firmness or like popping, texture. And then you can obviously like fill it with different flavors for the hand part of it that's like shaking all the.
So what I imagine what you're describing is that like maybe you build your boba tea restaurant around the 30-foot tall Celesteela, and you kind of like build a gangway around the Celesteela, and like you go to each station on the Celesteela, and it does like a different thing to your tea. So you go to like one tube out of its hands, and it like fills it with tea or boba, but you like push a button and it like shoots out different types of boba into it. And then you go to a different station, and it shoots the different type of tea, and then like you go all the way to the top, and at the very top that's where you like seal it, and then maybe there's like a slide that you go down back to the bottom to kind of finish that.
I love that. I love a slide or like pull the lever, right? Like
Yes.
Yes.
Get back down. No, I do like the idea of like boba being able to be added separately though, because I like the like tea. I don't like boba, and I think it's more than just like the autistic textural thing. I think it's we had a boba tea house back home called Lime Red, and they showed the different sizes, and in the cups they had these like rainbow beads, different shapes and sizes, and they were so fucking cute. And I got my boba tea and I was like, wait, where are like the yellow stars? Like, where's the what? I didn't realize they were fucking beads. So I was very disappointed by boba.
That makes sense. Yeah, I think that this could be an experience where you could customize it a little bit, just like how Jeremy's saying. Like, you could go like go all boba if you wanted to, not even any tea.
That's my dream.
Get a cup full of boba and like go at it with like a spoon. Or on the other side of things, just
that's
get
like
tea.
the shittiest tapioca pudding I can imagine. It's just boba and nothing else.
Are you kidding? I would eat the shit out of that.
You would.
I have some questions.
Okay.
One,
Okay.
to what extent is it like you decommission the mon, and is it like as easy as you just like bleep or bleep and then it's designed for boba too, or are we gonna have to like rework the inside?
Do we have to do some actual engineering, or does it know that its fate is to make boba?
Yeah.
Well, it is like a, interdimensional. It's not like a regular Pokemon, quote unquote regular Pokemon. It's like canonically one of these interdimensional like beasts,
Boba beast,
if you will. And I think for that reason you could dig into the wormhole and like the multiverse and find the Celesteela that is like perfectly designed for Boba. Like it is the Boba Pokemon, and just like, that way, that's like the easy way out. I think you could hypothetically also just re-engineer it.
Okay.
Like get in there with like, your
Wrench.
monkey wrench and just start taking shit apart, and we've already cracked the code on the boba machines. It's just a matter of making the boba into this like spaceship design now.
Wait, so the boba looks like spaceships?
And I do think that it is
that what you're saying? Like when I eat the little like pellets are like spaceship, rocket ship shape? What do you mean no? Don't take this from me.
I'm saying that the Pokemon Pokemon is a spaceship, and we just need to it's, I don't know how, I'm no rocket scientist, obviously, but I think that it wouldn't be a hard, it'd be like when people like recommission like vehicles for like van life or like school buses for that. It's like it wouldn't be like crazy hard. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh my god,
A little
like
dino
the
oatmeal?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Would it be hard to eat though? I mean, your straw is
Oh my
not
god, no, it's
dino shaped.
Togepi's, not dinosaurs. Wait. No, it's
Oh,
there you go.
Pokemon, make a boba place, and put
I feel
Togepi's
like
in
that would
there.
go real well.
Yeah.
Kind of leads into a question I had is, so do you think this bamboo would be like the ultimate boba tea straw? Like, get all of them without missing a single bead, right?
So are you saying like we have like a really big arm and you like shove it through your like little cup and you're like and inhale the boba?
Because I mean, by my metrics, like what makes a good boba straw is how many you can efficiently inhale at once.
No, and with that, like the slanted part of the top of the bamboo shoot, you can suck them all up. You might
True.
just have to like sand down the little claws at the top.
Oh, there you go.
Or else it'll be some like alien shit where it's like on
Oh
your
no!
face.
It like suctions itself onto your face, and then it like force feeds you them. Like,
Oh, that's the
Here's all the boba.
I'm not a bobologist, but doesn't like the straw has to be the right size? Like when the ball goes into the straw, there's like just enough air around it. It creates like a vacuum in the space. If you were using the big bamboo, would there just be one giant boba?
yeah. See, but that's the thing is, I did think about it with my recipe. That was like I have to say, kind of the original inspiration was I saw this giant bamboo straw-like thing and was like, ooh man, the forbidden boba, like boba as big as your house. But I think I'm gonna say that I don't want that necessarily to be used from the body part of the Pokemon. Instead, I actually would like to come back to this slide idea that Jeremy brought up, and I think that those would actually make a very perfect aerodynamic slide for the happy customer as they've gotten their full boba tea.
The people are the boba.
Yes, exactly.
So
awesome.
I think I don't know what I was gonna say. So
No, you don't think.
No, you're right. I don't. I was gonna say actually more restaurants should have slides in them. That's all. That's my main point.
Like a play
we need
area?
more
No,
McDonald's play places.
No, not a plate. It's an important part of the restaurant. You have to go down the slide to get your food at some point.
Oh.
To get your food at some point. Okay.
Wait, maybe to leave. Maybe you like go upstairs and you have dinner, and then you're like, thanks for dinner, and then you like go down a slide to
Or like,
leave.
what about like a pneumatic tube that brings you into the restaurant?
I mean, pneumatic
Talked about a
tube
pneumatic
is
tube last time.
yeah. Pneumatic tubes are basically boba straws for money. So
Oh shit!
True.
When you go to the bank, you crumple up all your dollar bills into little balls.
yeah.
It gets through easier.
Yeah.
So the bank can eat it.
The bank is kind of like a money monster that I feed my boba of a tube that I put in the drive-thru to. If you really think about it. All right, Ben. I don't want to be rude, but I think now's a good time to hear what Evan's recipe is this week.
Oh, by all means.
Oh, well, I too was hinging on this tea pun because I mean not boba. You're safe. It took a little bit of a 90-degree turn because we're making this week a down south sweet Celesteela cake.
Ooh.
Oh.
So this tea cake is exactly what it sounds like, but it's basically your cold sweet tea basically that you've been brewing all day in this Celesteela body. I'm imagining it as being like a really good kind of like the tea strainers. You could make a really good Celesteela one that you like hook in your cup kind of deal, but it's 30 feet tall, so you're making a lot of tea.
Yes.
And basically this is just like a standard kind of yellow cake sort of deal, but that tea flavor is what really sings, right? But also what's added to this to make it nice and fluffy and airy is some vanilla pudding that you add into your batter. Give it a little bit of a you could go for and like sing an Ian song right now. But so, this is a great little, like, I think that's a good, like, fall treat. You put in some Earl Grey or, like, Lady Grey or some kind of, like, dark, like, herbally sort of tea. So it doesn't have to be, like, a classic sweet tea. I think you go a little more sophisticated, right? Mm-hmm. And you got some lemon extract in there, some vanilla, some pecans, and then, just a little bit of crunch. So you bake this cake, you pull it out, and you dust it with a little bit of confectioner's sugar. Good to go.
Wow.
I have a question. Do you eat this cake with tea as well, or is the tea solely inside of the cake?
I think you totally could pair it with the same tea that you were baking with, right? Just kind of enhance that flavor.
No, Ray, you're far more important than the bullshit I was about
Decide
to say.
my fate.
My question was, what Pokemon shape are you putting the stencil of on the cake as you dust with the sugar?
So, like a stencil, kind of like the latte art stencils that I've been seeing around. Yeah. That's a good question. I don't think I'd want to make it a Celesteela stencil because it's not a very appealing Pokemon. We gotta sell units here.
What about a Poltegeist?
That would be more appropriate.
It's already tea shaped.
That would be pretty good. I think, either that or something cute and squishy. Always makes it good. I don't know. You could do a number of things. Like you could take requests from a customer, right? Kind of a deal.
Fair.
I'm sure like a Scyther could cut like a shape of a Pokemon on demand for this kind of experience.
There you go.
Only if it's wearing a little chef's hat.
Of course.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Chef
Evan, while during the intermission, Ian was telling me about how much he loves tapioca pudding. Could we use that in our tea recipe here? Tea cake recipe?
You could. I don't know texturally if that would fight or flight with the rest of the cake ingredients. I would suggest against the gelatin pieces of it because I think we're going a little I don't know. There's already so much happening flavor wise, and you've got like pecans for crunchiness. I don't know if that would work well with tapioca.
How does the tea? Is it like tea water that you're like mixing in?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that how it's infused?
You kind of use it's like very strong tea, so like not a whole lot of water, but like a lot of tea bags. So it's like very strong, right? Because you don't want to add a ton of water to like a cake mix. That's not going to turn out great. But just enough so that as soon as you pop that thing out of the oven, it smells a little like tea. Take a bite and you kind of get a little something.
When I bite into your
my soul.
When I bite into your Celesteela tea cake, do I turn into the Sleepy Time tea bear sitting on the couch? Kind of
the Sleepy Time variant.
So,
yes.
Do you know about the Sleepy Time tea bear?
No, did he commit a crime or something?
Well, the creators of Sleepy Time tea, they are part of the Urantia cult, which is this very racist, eugenics, only some people should reproduce type cult. So
whoa. Cancel time tea.
Yeah, right. I know, and I love the one with valerian root because it knocks me out. But I'm like, I can't. It's everyone's a rainbow person, but purple people are not as good as red people. It's so messed up. It's
I did hear that there was some sort of culty connection to
did they invent all of these sleepy teas and things that knock you out as part of their cultiness? Is this something that led
probably
them to
that's
indoctrinate
how
people?
You have some of this sleepy bear tea and then you wake up bound to a chair signing over your life to this cult
just puts you in the right amount of tired to awake that you're wow, I could be highly impressionable right now and I could be enticed to join a cult.
Yeah.
Ayahuasca before it was cool.
Man.
Yeah.
I love the Sleepy Time Bear, and that sucks that he's into eugenics.
What a bummer.
Well, I mean, I think that as a fan, you can take that character and do whatever you want with it, a la fan fiction.
Oh my God,
so
Sleepy Time Bear fan fiction.
Exactly.
Yes.
So extended universe, you can do whatever you want with the Sleepy Time Bear, but
Sleepy Time Bear X Winnie the Pooh. I had to.
Oh man.
Yes,
I haven't looked at the
absolutely.
Sleepy Time Bear. Is he Pooh Bearing it?
No, he has pants.
He has
on.
pants.
He's got a full nightie on.
Yeah,
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 It's
well-
like, that's something like that.
That's
He
something
doesn't-
they could disagree about.
Oh no, he's Pooh Bearing
He
it.
doesn't have pants on, but
He's Pooh Bearing it.
his shirt is very long. It's going
Yeah,
down to
he's-
his knees.
Like
But
a
that's probably-
respectable sleep shirt.
It's
Yeah.
probably because he's slouched in the chair, though, right? If he stood up, you'd see the
Full
all the
frontal.
bits.
Just swanging.
Yeah.
That Studio Ghibli movie with the raccoons.
Yes, it's a very Pompoko kind of situation.
Pompoko, that's right.
Yes. Yeah, well, that's unfortunate. But we all have to kill our heroes at some point. But I'll step in now for my recipe. I agree with Ben earlier, where it's like, look, we've done this show for more than 4 years, and whenever we come to a steel or a rock type Pokemon, we always run into the same problem where it's like it's a rock or a mineral. You can't really eat it. We don't have a lot to work with, and that's where we turn to the tools of the trade, which is let's make it into like a cooker or a utensil of some kind. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Celesteela, and you notice how like its arms are kind of like, segmented like bamboo. We're going to take one of those segments, and because of its structural integrity and need to be a rocket ship, I think it would be very good as a pressure cooker. So that because it has the structural integrity to like hold together under extreme circumstances. And I was like, yeah, that sounds good. So this week I'm kind of going with the fiery essence that the Celesteela also has as being a rocket ship. I have a recipe called pressure cooked cranberry hot wings. So these are
just
things
in
to
time.
just to spice it up, and obviously cranberry Thanksgiving, all that business. And these hot wings are cooked inside of a pressure cooker kind of situation, so it's like quicker than it would be to normally prepare buffalo wings, which actually do take a while to prepare properly. The kind of situation. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna get some cranberry sauce. It's Thanksgiving time. You can probably find that set up.
Fresh or gelatin can.
Oh,
Good
important
question.
It's jellied because we're making kind of a sauce with it, so it needs to have a little stronger structural integrity. So I mean, everyone loves the jelly of cranberry sauce where you like bring it out and you can like cut it into pieces.
I stand the jelly, actually.
It just makes it more fun, and that's, I think, the most important part of a meal is how fun it is.
Got to play with your food.
Yes.
I'll never forget Thanksgiving with your friend and mine, T-Slam.
Uh-huh.
And we went to like 3 different Thanksgivings, and the last one we went to was like at a Mormon church.
So you were sort of like wedding crashers, but like
Yes.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we infiltrated. The church and piled it high. And at the very end of the meal, we were like getting ready to make our escape. And T-Slam put like 6 slices of cranberry sauce. Like, they were like rounds.
Yeah, from the can.
Yeah. Put them on his plate, came back. I was like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "Oh, I love beets."
Oh my
In for
god.
a rude awakening.
And I was like, "Dude, we can't leave until you clean this plate." Man.
The Mormons will be onto you.
6 full cans of cranberry jelly.
Yeah.
Cranberry sauce, gelatinized cranberry sauce.
Oh, man.
I don't love beets, so I would never make that mistake kind of situation. But yes, for the hot wings recipe, you're going to get the cranberry sauce. You're going to get some orange juice. You're going to get some Louisiana-style hot sauce. I don't know what that means, but that's what the recipe calls for. Soy sauce,
That's like
honey.
the brand.
Yeah, okay.
You've seen that before.
I guess maybe I have. Maybe I haven't. Honey, brown sugar, Dijon mustard, garlic powder, onions, and a clove of garlic. You're going to mix that all together to make your sauce. You're going to get your chicken wings. You're going to glaze your chicken wings. And then you're going to get the Celesteela pressure cooker. You're going to put that all in together. You're going to cook it in the, I think it has like the braise setting for 20 to 25 minutes. And then you bring them out. Then you broil them slightly so they get nice and crispy. And then you let them cool. And then these wings will make your mouth sing with how spicy they are. It's a real hot ones kind of situation. They'll send you to the moon.
Just gonna say.
Kind of thing. And you're gonna love it, and you're gonna be like, damn, this Celesteela is such a great. The reinforced steel of the Celesteela means the pressure cooker won't explode on accident, kind of situation. That's important. Yeah,
astronaut approved.
Yeah, astronaut approved. And they give big thumbs up, and you enjoy your chicken. It's like I almost said Lance Armstrong. Neil Armstrong has a chicken wing and a thumbs up. Astronaut approved, it says. Yes, Ian.
Surely, like, if the Pilgrims had a spicy Thanksgiving, it would have blown out their cornucopias, like, for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
But where are we all at with, like, a spicy Thanksgiving turkey, or, like, the stuffing is hot, like, and I'm not talking about, like, red and green chili, like New Mexico style. I just mean, like, it's hot.
Like it's a little, got a zip to it kind of situation. Yeah. I think it depends on the circumstances of the meal you're preparing. I don't want it to all be like that. Sure. But if your stuffing is a little spicy, but your turkey isn't, I think that's, a nice balance. And people can moderate the amount of stuffing that they have with their meal. I don't think your cranberry jelly should be spicy. Maybe your sweet potato casserole, I don't know how spicy that should be.
I can see that being good.
Your pumpkin
I could
pie?
See spicy cranberry sauce being really
like
good.
A red chili
actually,
cranberry sauce?
Okay, well.
Oh.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh. Well, you got the sweet spicy combo. I mean, that's a great sauce anywhere you go. I don't care if it's Thanksgiving or whatever, but a sweet and spicy sauce that you can add on top of some nicely cooked meats. Can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Or some brie. Baked brie.
Yes.
Oh.
Actually, yeah, for
Crusty bread.
Yes. Okay, yeah, for like a pepper jam, maybe you can include a little spiciness to your Thanksgiving situation. I like that.
Wow. Well, I guess, Ian, make this Thanksgiving a spicy one.
A spicy meatball.
Yes.
Actually, I was kind of curious to bring this up because I like the idea of a cranberry sauce for wings, but I'm wondering if it would work, and I'm kind of curious why the turkey wing has not become a thing yet. It's like, chicken wing, but like bigger, right?
Yeah, too big.
So I think I agree with Ian that conceptually one of the joys of the chicken wing is that it's very small, and you can just you can get like a variety of preparations.
You can fit them all in your mouth at the same time.
Yes.
Just inhale and the bone comes out.
Yep.
Yes.
Scooby-Doo.
So I think one turkey wing, like if it was spicy and it was like this big, might be a little much to like consume kind of situation, because you have to like keep going back and like taking bites kind of situation, and it might get a little exhausting.
Especially if it's like, imagine doing like a hot wings challenge, but you got like 3 of those things staring at you, basically.
You're Buffalo Wild Wings, and this is what you have to take down.
Yeah.
To get a free
I mean,
meal.
proportional, but like, you would think that the turkey wing would take off with all this chicken wing craze, like.
I think we just need to be breeding tinier turkeys, because that's the problem. Is like they're saying the wing is too big. If you have miniature turkey, I think it would work really well. Like
That's so
flavor-wise,
fucked
I
up
would do
because
that.
we breeded chickens with bigger breasts and legs, specifically so that chickens could be bigger and more edible. But now we got to do the exact opposite.
Yeah.
Also, imagine if like, for some reason we couldn't like have chickens anymore, and the turkeys had to like pick up the heavy lifting. Like, we'd wipe them out quick. If like if B-dubs got a hold of the turkey industry.
That's true.
Everyone would be so sleepy all the time.
True.
Maybe that's the solution to our problems, is everyone's tired.
Yeah, everyone just needs
now
to
we're
be a
getting
little more
into the sleepy
subdued.
time.
Yeah, it seems like you might have been drinking the tea.
That little bear steepling his fingers in his chair.
Yes, Jeremy, sleep more.
All right, I'm going to review our recipes, and then Ray will make the deciding vote. From Ian, we have braised Celesteela bamboo. From Ben, we have Celesteela boba tea. From Evan, we have Celesteela tea cake. And from me, we have Celesteela pressure-cooked cranberry hot wings. Those are our recipes this week. And Ray, do you have a vote? Who has the best recipe?
Yeah, so the Western Massachusetts hippie in me wants to be like, you all did great. Yeah, but it's like, you're all winners to me. But the Southern transplant in my heart has to say I'm a really big fan of the tea cake. I thought that it was one that I would actually eat. And I mean, the fact that boba is not rainbow colored beads, just, I'm sorry, Ben, you were just out from the start on that one.
Fair.
But I did really appreciate the way you folks made this Pokemon, like the machine to cook the meal. That was very creative. That was like an improv when you get your suggestion, but you're like, I'm gonna take it one step further.
Yes, and
I'm not a basic improver. I'm a cool improver. So,
well, that's the congratulations to Evan on your tea cake recipe.
Red shirt.
Yes,
Red shirt.
you didn't die, actually.
Yes,
didn't.
in fact, you won.
Last one
this
standing.
week. Yes, you're the most successful. But yes. Basically, I choose you as an improv session that's been taken way too far. Some say.
Yeah, people are trying to stop us.
Yes.
Instead of taking
People are trying
audience
to shut us down.
suggestions.
Yes.
I have to ask, Ray, if you were to cook Celesteela, did you bring any ideas for how you would do it?
So I actually thought about, because I was thinking about it like, this is like a bamboo Pokemon, so I was like, oh, like maybe like a bamboo slaw or something like that. But then the fact that it's metal, I really couldn't like get. I'm like, that's not yummy. So I did think about like what I would repurpose the metal into. So I thought like sort of like y'all, like maybe it could turn into like the baking sheet or a really cool pair of earrings or an Iron Maiden or something like that. Like it could be repurposed, but I had a silly little list that I accidentally left at home.
That's okay. Sorry. All right, great. Well, I'm glad that we could cook this for you, and thanks for being the deciding vote in this election kind of situation.
Oh, absolutely.
And now we're going to move on to the next section of the show, which is called Whale Lord's Mail Horde. It's where we read your emails sent into ichoosepod@gmail.com. That's ICHEWSPOD@gmail.com. Evan, can you read this email from Mike?
Mike says, hey, Evan, addressed to me personally. We all know Ultra Beasts are just Pokemon from other dimensions. So what if in other dimensions, instead of eating Pokemon, we use them for smoking purposes? Oh,
yeah, giant.
So let's be real. Celesteela is just a bong with legs, and we're going to party.
A 30-foot bong.
Yeah. Climb atop a ladder. You need like the library sliding over ladder to get to this.
I feel like this would be like the end of a comedy starring Seth Rogen, where it's like, oh, we found the 30-foot tall bong, and it's like it's like an Indiana Jones kind of adventure, but instead of
Seth Rogen and the 30-foot tall bong.
Yeah,
Seth Rogen and James Franco just like meandering through the Pokemon world, smoking like
This-
picking up different Pokemon, being like,
Killing
"I've smoked
Pokemon
this."
indiscriminately and smoking out of them.
Anyway, Mike ends with 420 69 69 XXX. Anyway, love ya, Mike.
Nice.
Oh, that was it. Okay.
yeah.
That's how I sign off my emails too. That's
Ben, can you read this email from Jose?
Sure. They also go by Trex, so I'm going to address it as that. Hey, guys, it's Trex. Long time no recipe, don't have much time, so here's a pretty short one. Celesteela fired salt.
Interesting.
Typical bamboo roasted salt is a long process of repeatedly roasting high-grade salt sealed in bamboo with iron-rich clay at high temps in an iron furnace up to 90 times. Wow. Luckily, to make it at home, all you need is a Celesteela and a Garganackle, which is, I think, another Pokemon that I don't remember. Just get the Garganackle to spray its salt This is where our Pokemon knowledge is really being tested. Yeah, just spray its salt into one of the Celesteela's thrusters and have it fire. The natural metals provide even more minerals than the clay, and simultaneously infuse the bamboo flavors. Not to mention the high-powered blasts that let you skip the multiple roasts. It might even give you a beast boost. Yeah. If all goes well, I plan to make a more consistent comeback. But for now, hope you all can make this at home. Trex.
Thanks for writing in. We appreciate it. I'm sorry I don't remember who Garganacl is right now, but that's okay.
Like Gargamel.
Yeah, that's what's most important. As we were doing this, Edward sent in an email, and Ian, I was wondering if you could read Ed's email.
I'll do my best. I know you were...
Oops, sorry.
Damn it, Jeremy. I know you were recording tonight, so I hope this makes it. It did. Celesteela, I used to think, looked a lot like a bell with hammers to hit it. But looking at it earlier today, I realized it's a humanoid. Freaky. Its arms straight up look like bamboo. I could make a bassoon reed out of that, but they also low-key look like a green onion. It's like an onion kaiju. The bottom of the body and the fingers truly are like the stalk of a green onion. There's no other answer for what this could be. Your hand will get cramped cutting that with kitchen shears, but it'll be tasty. Live deliciously, Ed.
All right.
That's so funny that they say that, because we've recently been turned on to the, cutting the ends of the green onion with kitchen shears instead of actually chopping it.
Yeah, who needs knives?
Like, oh my God, it's like a revelation.
Uh-huh. Don't you wish every food item could be, done with scissors instead of a knife?
Oh my God,
I
absolutely.
do that with bacon all the time.
Yes.
Name a food
Agreed.
that can't.
Cake?
No.
I
I
challenge
would
you.
say something like a carrot. I feel like a carrot would be hard to cut with
God,
scissors.
I watched this horrible fucking Instagram reel of someone cutting up carrots, but with their mouth. They're just biting chunks and spitting it out onto the plate. It haunts me to this day.
Apparently.
The worst chicken noodle soup.
Yeah. Look, unless this person's like a beaver, I don't want to deal with mouth.
Even if they are a beaver, I don't want that.
All right. That's all our emails. Thanks for writing in. ichoosepod@gmail.com. Now we're going to pick next week's Pokemon in a section I like to call Pick-a-mon. Evan, can you randomly generate a number between... Oh, God, I have to scroll all the way to the bottom of this page.
Can't believe you do it like this.
Well, this is just how it works. Between 722 and 809.
All right, next week, 750 might be close to one we've done before.
750 is not. It's Mudsdale, the Clydesdale Pokemon. One that's
Coming for you,
reasonable.
Budweiser.
Yeah, exactly. One that's reasonably easy to understand. It's a horse.
It's a muddy horse.
Yes.
Yeah.
So send in your Mudsdale recipes and we'll read them live on the show. ichoosepod@gmail.com. All right, that just about does it for the show. But let's do the plug segment. Tell us where we can find you on the internet. Let's start with Ben. Where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me at Ben C. Montoya on Instagram now.
Oh, I got to get on
They
here.
made it.
Yeah.
So you're gonna make a
What was
reel of cutting a carrot with your teeth?
No, thank God. Yeah, you can follow me there, or you can follow me on Tumblr at thefearandnow.tumblr.com. And you should be listening to Hang Up, where you can hear more of Ray and also have just a fun experience. It's a wild ride, and season 2 is coming out soon, so go do that. And you can also go to bdsmovement.net to be updated on the boycott, divestment, and sanctions movement, and check out all the places that you shouldn't be eating right now, including McDonald's, which we talked about, because they support Israel. So you can go check out those links, and that's included in the link for this episode as well.
All right. Ian, where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me at Musician Davis on Instagram. I have some now ancient fucking videos of me playing the bass. I really gotta update it, and maybe if I get enough followers, I'll do it. So ball's in your court.
Wow.
Evan, where can we find you on the internet?
Yeah, you can find me on posts at _Van or I don't know, X at _Van Aubrey. I'm on a lot of places. Not many of them have stuck, but maybe one day. Blue Sky also _Van.
You can follow me on Twitter at VelocityPrime1, on Tumblr at VelocityPrime1, and on Blue Sky at VelocityPrime1 as well. I'm also working on setting up the I Choose You Blue Sky account as well, so we'll have 8 social media accounts instead of just 7, like a fool. You can also check out my writing at the-avocado.org, the-avocado.org. Jeremy Zelick. You can check out all my thoughts and opinions on the greatest movies of all time. the-avocado.org. Check it out. And Ray, do you have any social media pages that you would like us to visit?
Yeah, I just made a new public Instagram, so please come follow me.
There you go.
It is Ray, RAE of Sunshine 804
Nice.
on Instagram. I think I said that.
All right.
And you're a comedian in Richmond as well, too. Is there any gigs that are coming up that you might want to let people know about?
Yeah, I host an open mic at our improv theater, which is CSC Richmond Theater in Henrico, starting in January. Those will run every first Thursday of the month, so I'm very excited about that. Otherwise, just be bopping around, catch me where you can.
Hell yeah.
Excellent. Thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. It's been a pleasure to have you. And so now it's time to, unfortunately, end the show. All good things must come to an end.
Decommission it.
Yeah, it's time to decommission this program. And I'll do it by telling you about I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. You can get our show on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, or your podcast catcher of choice. If you like our show, give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify to help us go up the ranks. If you want more I Choose You goodness, check out our social media pages on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Tumblr, and Threads. Soon to be a Blue Sky account as well. If you want to be a part of the I Choose You community, join the I Choose You Discord. Links are available in the episode description. You can submit recipes, talk to fellow choosies, see the weird Pokemon-related photos I took over this weekend. And participate in community events. All that and more on the I Choose You Discord. Lastly but not leastly, check out our website, ichooseyou.menu. ichooseyou.menu has a full episode archive and merch store, all designed by one Evan Aubrey. That's ichooseyou.menu. I think that's it for this show. So I've been your host and Alton Brown of the group, Jeremy Zelick.
I've been your friend on this show, Ben Montoya.
I've been Ian Davis, the Arthur Sullivan of the show.
Evan Aubrey.
And Ray, would you like to say goodbye?
Goodbye, my name is Ray. Thank you so much for having me on tonight, folks. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Good to have you.
Thanks for joining us. And to all the choosies out there in Radio Land, in a while, Totodile.
We've been consuming, presuming, leguming, cracking cans and having feasts, munching, crunching, slurping, Pokemon and Ultra Beasts. I choose you. Season 7's our destiny. Let's eat some Alolan food. I choose you.